What if I told you that there was a way you can grow your business, even if you just started, without risking any money up front on marketing? A lot of people aren't aware of this concept, and it's called performance-based marketing. And basically what it is your business partners with an agency who really only gets paid if they perform. That's why it's called performance-based marketing. It's basically like having a salesman that just gets paid a commission, which mitigates a lot of risk, because if you're just paying a salesman when he makes you a sale, you're not risking any money up front on paying that salesman, because you're only paying him when he makes the sale, right? Now, obviously, that has to be agreed upon tracking and metrics and what's really a sale and is a sale when I get the check deposited in my bank account and stuff like that. Same with a marketing agency, but you're probably thinking to yourself, like, sounds too good to be true, or if this is real, why have I not heard of it before? Chances are you may not have ever heard of performance-based marketing because it's kind of rare. And one of the reasons that it's rare is, we've got David here with us, by the way, too. We're on our way to go pick up some video and lighting equipment from the Chicago suburbs. So we're on a little road trip this morning, but that's a side quest. But the reason it's rare is because, and David can attest to this, most marketing agencies don't offer it. And that should raise at least a yellow flag, if not a red flag. If you're working with a marketing agency, or you're looking at a marketing agency that does not offer performance-based marketing, meaning they just charge you a fee up front to do a service, and they're not actually going to, in any way, shape, or form, guarantee you any kind of results, that should raise a yellow or red flag for you, because if they can't guarantee the results, they likely can't or don't guarantee the results because they can't or won't be able to get you the results. If they could, they would guarantee you the results, because they'd get a whole lot more business, because it'd be a lot easier to make that sale. Be a lot easier to make that sale if they were a performance-based marketing agency, because it's a lot easier to close a deal when you can say, yeah, I essentially only get paid if we get you customers, if we get you leads, if we get you sales, whatever the arrangement is. Now, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I need a website first, and then they go to a marketing agency and they spend 5, 10, 15, 20,000 sometimes on a website, and that website is really nice, but it's like building a Starbucks in the desert. Starbucks could be extremely nice, have really good coffee, but there's no one there. Just by having a website doesn't mean you're going to have anyone go to it. So what we like to recommend, folks, is look for a company who can build you a micro website that's included in the cost of your marketing package, that's all performance-based, that is built strong enough to convert customers so that you can start generating sales. I'm not dissing on websites. We actually build websites, but I'm saying build your website after you've got some discretionary money to build your website. Don't build a super expensive website first, because that thing can't produce you money. You should spend all your money on things that can produce you money. So the next thing we're going to look at, and I think I'm going to draw this on the whiteboard when we get back to the office, is the solution. Like, how do you know what you should be paying in marketing at all, whatever business you are? And it's custom. There's no fixed answer. That's why I don't like sometimes when companies have fixed fees, like this is our gold package, silver package, and bronze package. It's like, it's so custom to each person, depending on what your average ticket is, how much your customer pays you per year, how long they're a customer, etc. Are you monthly? Are you a one-time purchase? Whatever. So the next thing I think I'll do is I'll draw it on the board so I can show you exactly how to calculate or figure out what you should be paying per lead. And spoiler alert, we created a calculator that'll be linked in the description, which you can actually utilize to run different scenarios. Completely free to use. You don't even have to put in your email or name to use it. You just put in your info, like your numbers, use it, click calculate, and it calculates, and you can just keep doing it over and over again. But so we'll link that in the description as well, but I'll explain the whole concept here when we get to the whiteboard in a little bit. All right. A lot of times you go to a marketing agency's website, they've got their silver, bronze would be one, bronze, silver, gold, that's not an E, and then most popular. And they're basically just packages that have different levels. So it's like 2x social posts per week, right? 1 video shoot per month, right? And the package might cost, I don't know, $1,500 per month. Cool. No problem with people charging for services. No problem with these services. I just think that most companies, when they're trying to spend money on marketing specifically, they want one thing. This is cool, right? This is cool. But really, the reason somebody wants social posts, anytime I've ever talked to a client, they've asked me sometimes like, hey, how many social posts do I get a month? Or how many videos do you guys create a month or whatever? Usually I ask them, hey, what are you looking to get out of that? Well, we want more brand awareness. And I'm like, okay, cool. What are you looking to get out of more brand awareness? And they say, more? You're probably saying it right now. Customers. And what they're really saying is they want this to generate them an ROI. That's it. Simple. So you should, most industries, this is something I can't even believe how many people don't know this, but I don't fault them because it's not really taught, and it took me a long time to learn this. Most people don't realize that somewhere between 10 and 20% is your marketing cost. What does that mean? If you want to make, I'm running out of room here. If you want to make $100,000, I'm using it because it's an easy number, per month or year or whatever. You want to make $100,000, and I think, is that only 10,000? No, that's right. Yeah, whatever. You want to make $100,000. You don't want to spend more than 10,000 to 20,000. Oh, that's wrong. Yeah, 10,000 to 20,000, because 10,000 is 10% of 100,000. 20,000 is 20% of 100,000. So maybe your goal is not to make 100,000. Maybe your goal is to make an extra 10,000 a month. Okay, my goal is to make an extra 10,000 a month in marketing. My marketing budget, let's say 15,000. So with a $1,500 marketing budget, you should know, like, your marketing partner, your marketing agency, whoever you're working with, should help you
write out an exact plan of we're gonna get you this many leads. If you call them right away and convert X percent of those leads and then into a consultation or a further conversation, and then you convert those appointments into, or a certain amount of those appointments into sales, it should yield you $15,000. And for us to do that, it's going to cost $1,500. Now, I should never charge you more than our agreed upon marketing percentage. How do you figure out your marketing percentage? Well, generally, it doesn't go above 20 in most industries. And the reason is because you have other expenses. You have your overhead, you have, that's like your building, your lights, your utilities, you've got employees, you've got payroll, you've got supplies, like if you're a construction company, you actually have to buy the materials, etc. So usually that only leaves, after all that's paid, it usually only leaves about 25 to 30% margin left over. So if you're gonna market it all, which you have to grow and continue to exist, if you're gonna market it all, you can't spend 25 to 30% on marketing, or it's going to eat away your entire margin that's left over. So you want to spend somewhere between 10 and 20% is usually the high end. So if you're one of those companies that's only left at the end of the day with, let's say, 25% margin, if you spend 10%, you're only left with 15%. And that's not a ton of margin, but in like the construction industry, whatever, building homes, 15% margin is really good because the tickets are larger, right? So if you're making 15% of a $30,000 sale, that's good, right? So you have to know what all your other expenses are and where between 10 and 20% do I land. Now, companies that are more established, you might be saying 10%, I've never spent that much on marketing. Generally, people, when they start their business, they don't spend that much on marketing because they grow their business through word of mouth, meaning they are the marketing. They're the ones going out, sourcing the customers, talking to people, whatever. But usually when people go into growth mode, look it up on ChatGPT, look it up on Google, you're going to see somewhere between 10 and 20% is generally where you're going to be when you're trying to grow as a marketing company. 10% is amazing. If you can achieve a 10% marketing cost, it's one of the golden standards in marketing, because that means you can scale, and you can just, every time you put in 10,000, you get 100,000 back out. And if you're making a profit on that 100,000, say you're making a 20% margin, you've got $20,000 left. So every time you put in 1,000, you're profiting 20,000. You're putting in 10,000, you're profiting. You're making 100,000 grand total, but you're profiting 20,000. That means you've got a machine that doubles your money. It means every 10,000 you get 20 out. Every 50,000 you get 100 out. Every 500,000 you get $1 million out. That's pretty sweet. That's 100% return. Most people put their money in the market to try to get an 8% return over a long period of time, but you're here just doubling your money over and over and over again, and you can keep doing that. So yeah, that's how you should math this out. Now, we built a calculator that's in the link in our bio on Instagram, and should be in the description if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever. There's a calculator, you can go there. It's completely free, and you don't even have to put your information in to use it. You just punch in how many new customers do I want, and then it assumes a 33% and a 33% set and close rate. Meaning, if 100 leads come in, 33 of them are going to turn into a consultation where you get to talk to that person further, meet with them, discovery session, whatever, depending on the type of service business you're in. And then 33% of those are going to turn into sales worth the average amount that your average sale is. So if you sell websites, your average ticket's $5,000, you're going to get 33%, which comes out, if you're at 100, that's basically 11. So that equals 11 sales worth $5,000. That would be $55,000. The reason this model is so attractive is because if, say I sell websites and I have 10% marketing costs, that means I spent $5,500 to get $55,000. So you can click the link, check out that calculator, and it will tell you what your cost per lead should be. And then you know, okay, well, how many new customers do I want? That's also a factor you need to consider when you're deciding how much you can spend. And then, how many new customers do I want? Now you know how much it should cost you, and now you know how it's going to be profitable. So this is exactly how you generate profitable sales through marketing without risking the money. Oh, and the best part is you don't put all the money in up front. When you work with a performance-based company, you generally have to put some money in up front for ad spend and things like that. So as is in life, there's no risk. But the reason I think it's no risk or extremely mitigated risk is because you're going to be spending the money as you go. So it's not like you're putting in $10,000 up front to get $100,000 in sales. You're putting in the daily ad spend plus whatever the agency's cost is, and you're putting that in, and if ever it isn't working, you just shut it off. You're not in a 6-month commitment, you're not in a yearly commitment, not even really in a monthly commitment, because you're in control of the ad spend. You're really just going day to day, which is why you're not risking all that money up front. You're only risking what you put in really for that day, and whatever it may be costing you to get a web page built or some infrastructure that makes it necessary to do this. But you don't need a lot. You don't need a full-scale website. You don't. It's way simpler than you think. You just have to partner with a performance-based marketing agency, and that's it. Guys, do we sell videos or do we get people leads?
Get people leads.
Get people leads.
Yep. Why don't we just sell videos to everybody?
Because that's not always what's going to work.
Video won't do nothing if there's no leads to be gotten.
That
Yep.
didn't make any sense.
It didn't.
No, that made sense.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I was trying to...
But selling videos just outright, selling websites just outright, like,
They
Is that-
actually can be a waste of money
Yeah.
if you don't know what to do with it. That's exactly what happens a lot of the time.
100%. Let's see what Nick thinks. Nick, I want to get your hot take. Do we sell services or do we just basically sell leads and customers?
Our focus is getting leads for customers, and to do that we use our services,
Right.
websites, videos, photos.
If we're just gonna sell somebody a website and then be like, sweet, see you later. Like, I feel like that's could
Yeah.
potentially be a bad investment.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing always. I think you should be making money before you spend money on a whole complete new website makeover, because I mean that can cost 10 grand.
Yep.
So why not make some money, then use the profit from what you're making to invest in a nice website?
So you're saying you don't need a $10,000 website to make money?
Not at all. Not at all.
Dang. I guess the caveat is, like, say you're a business that has crazy amount of customers and money coming out of their ears and they don't want more customers, they just want a nice website. We'll build it.
Yeah, there's definitely case scenarios. If you already got a ton of customers, you're making more money than you know what to do with. Now you just want to build your brand, get some cooler designs and stuff, then I mean, spend the money at that point. You have the freedom.
Yeah.
But if you're just starting, don't think you got to go get the brand new $10,000 website and you need a sick company video. Don't worry about all those things. And we can sell them to you, but there's no reason to have them.
So you're saying there's a way to get marketing without spending tens of thousands of dollars up front?
Yeah,
Definitely. How can people, like, get this kind of marketing?
Is this where you want me to plug the link below?
I don't know. We could plug a link below.
Look down below in is this on YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube, and then Instagram will put a link
Link
in
in
the
bio. Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah. something
Look
like
down
that.
below for a link, and whatever the link is, just click it. Whatever it says, just do it.
I love it. Sweet.